L'chaim.
Okay, it's
Delicate.
for high holidays?
Yeah, for the high holiday. It's a
Okay.
high holiday nigun from a conservative Orthodox temple that I started with
Oh,
back in Chicago, and I was honored to sing with the Cantor's son.
oh, okay. Well, we'll look.
And I don't know where the nigun comes from, but I've never heard it in any other congregation.
Okay.
And it's a really honor.
On the Carousel Museum, Oregon.
The Carousel Museum, yeah.
Piano.
Yeah, had a great grand piano there.
Mm.
So I played that on their piano.
Very nice.
Then of course, the,
Oh, I have to do that. Thank you, Margaret. For helping her. I know.
Thank you for coming early.
Well,
But I know
Vicky-
what an effort it is for you guys.
Vicky's in the choir.
Oh.
Got to do what we can.
Rabbi, could you do me a favor, Jonathan? Forgive me for saying, is it all right if I?
What? Go ahead.
In the part of the service where.
Don't
you-
forget, the is live. The mic is on. Yeah,
At the park where you open it up to share. I think it shouldn't be that. There's something that is spiritual nature.
Uh-huh.
It shouldn't be about a movie like, oh, don't go, oh, don't see this film, it's a stinko.
yeah, right.
I think it cheapens the purpose.
I think you're right.
And so, but just a little, the cure for that would be just qualify what they're, you shouldn't have to do
How
it.
about this? Something uplifting or spiritual
It's something that is meant, that is open to your heart.
this week?
Whatever,
Yeah,
whatever,
okay.
either, and then you can draw from any source. You can draw from your personal life, I met so-and-so, stuff, whatever it is, but it really shouldn't be related. Second, when we quit service and we go to the conviction, we should go quickly
Mhm.
and before people
I'm with you.
branch off into secular discussion, we should have the blessing.
I agree. I try to do it as quickly as possible.
Forgive me for even
Yeah,
mentioning it. I felt I could tell.
yeah,
All right, thank you.
sure. Yes, I've already met her and shook her hand. Okay. Kathy and Emily, would you like to do the candles today? I mean, M.
I know, it's impossible.
Hey, Diane.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're fun. Hi, Robin.
I seem to get it right. Okay, everybody. I know that we've gotten a little bit lax about our start time, but we are 15 minutes after we wish we would have started. So shall we come to order? And tonight we have Kathy and Em who are going to do the candle blessing in honor of Jeannie Mintz. Oh, sorry about that. You know what? And would you be okay if we started with Hebenu Shalom Aleichem? Yeah. Is that okay, Robin? If
Okay.
Shalom Aleichem, Hebenu Shalom Aleichem, Hebenu Shalom Aleichem, Hebenu Shalom 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 Aleichem, Hebenu Shalom Aleichem, Hebenu Shalom Aleichem, Hebenu Shalom Aleichem. Hebenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem.
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kinshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'havot ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are-
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who follows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you. And we continue on page 138 with Lecha Dodi. 138. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, laila la laila la 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 la, penei Shabbat nekabela, laila la laila la la, shahamor vezachor b'dibur echad, ishmianu el hameuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, lehem utiferet veliteila, lechadoti likrat kala, laila la laila la 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 la, penei Shabbat nekabela, laila la laila la la. Moi veshalom, ahateret bala. גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לחתותי לקראת כלה, לילה 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 לילה, פני שבת נקבלה, light, la, 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 la. And we continue on page 142 with your Xeroxes of Shalom Aleichem, which Jen has kindly passed out. Oh, the last two verses. Okay. Yes, which are the additions. If you didn't know before, I wrote them. Because it's not a translation of the Hebrew. It's sort of an interpretation of the spirit of the song. So that's really what it is. So we are on page 142. We do those 4 stanzas and then add the 2 that you have on the page. Very good. Thank you, Jen. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech Malachei Amlachim Akadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech Malachi Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leShalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon. Bimelech, Malachi Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leShalom, Malachi HaShalom, Malachi Elyon. Bimelech, Malachi Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch. Shalom Aleichem, and to all your friends as well. Welcome, angels on high. Come and join us at our Shabbat table. Share our cup of joy. Come join our singing. Let your spirit soar with us. Together we will rise tonight. When we're together, fellowship and joy abound, love and peace are filling our hearts. And it's time for welcoming and announcements.
Stop, everyone. You know, we have filming here from time to time during the week, and sometimes they move things around. And they have put this way back here, got the seesaw, different stages. And we're gonna have to kind of measure where we want things to be and kind of put it back, because I feel like I'm right up against the back wall here. We also need to get a microphone for this podium. Can you
Oh.
do better now?
You know what? There is one right here. It does. It used to be over there, but it has to be turned on. Oh, yes, please be over here.
I'll come over
There
here.
you go.
Because people can't hear me over there.
There you go.
Welcome to Shabbat
Let's
Services.
be friends.
Oh. Welcome to Shabbat Services at Temple Beth Emet of Burbank. Services are led by Rabbi Janet Bieber with our music director, Robin Kreisberg. And here's what's happening at Temple Beth Emet. Saturday, August 30th is our next Saturday Shabbat service at 10:30 a.m. And there will be another bagel brunch afterwards. It will also be our open house. So please bring a friend or a neighbor or 2 or 3 or 5 and help us grow our temple family. The last concert of our Hollywood Bowl series is Tuesday, September 9, Dvorak and Marsalis. There's no charge for tickets, but donations are strongly encouraged. Concert information is available on the website. There are flyers in Blum Hall. Contact the office for tickets. Remember, the temple is available for rental, for filming, classes, and other events, parties, whatever. Contact the office or Tracy Martin for more information. We, of course, continue to collect non-perishable food for local food banks and new unwrapped toys and items for teens for Children's Hospital. No stuffed animals, please. And of course, remember to designate Temple Beth Emet of Burbank on your Ralph's community card. And when you go shopping, we will get a grape off of every bunch you buy. And it adds up. Now, we have a good crowd here tonight, so I'm very excited to ask, did I forget anything? Oh, good for me. Good Shabbos, everyone.
Good Shabbos. Okay, on page 146, we have the Baruch Hu. And who would like to open the ark tonight? Yeah. And of course, when the ark is open, we rise. Unless you're otherwise inclined. You can stay. Bask in the glory. Okay. Ay la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ay la 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 la. Ay la 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 la. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Vaed HaMevorach HaMevorach Leolam Vaed. We continue on page 152 with the Shema Yisrael. And at the end of that, Margaret will close and we'll sit down and continue with the Ve'ahavta. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shekevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Does everybody have a prayer for wisdom and guidance? No? Jen passed it out. I do have a couple up here. Oh, Robin.
I'm looking. You do? Yeah.
Yeah, I sent it to Jen and Jen made copies. Okay. I think we're there. Okay. Let the good in me connect with the good in others until all the world is transformed through the compelling power of love. That was written by Rabbi Nachman of Breslov. Everyone together? Dear God, please give us the wisdom to choose well. So many roads present themselves in the course of every day. At times we are overwhelmed and become lost on the path of our lives. We look to you for guidance when our equanimity becomes weak and unstable. Feeling deeply is hard. We are not prepared for loss and becoming literally smaller. Feelings of helplessness wash over us when sufferings of innocence are revealed. Connections to the world can bring added trauma. No way to escape the sad truths that coexist with all we have to be grateful for. So many levels of responsibility weighing down the soul. Every moment we remember our brothers and sisters held hostage in Gaza. Peace in the heart can be elusive. Adonai, help us to connect to shalom. May God bring us closer to the wisdom to know the right path, where we can seek justice and mercy and walk humbly with God. Amen. We continue with Micha Mocha on page 158. Bye bim bam yam bam bam bim bim bam ya bye bye bim bam yai bye 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 ya bye bye bim bam yai bye 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 ya bye. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar bakodesh, nora teilo tosefele, nora teilo tosefele. Yai bye bye bim bim bam, ya bye bye bim bam. Yai bye bye bim bim bam, ya bye bye bim bam. Yai bye 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 bye, ya bye bye bim bam. Yai bye 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 bye, ya bye bye bim bam. Malechutecha rau panecha, okei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam. Elianu ve'amru Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed. Yai bye bye bim bim bam ya bye bye bim bam. Yai bye bye bim bim bam ya bye bye bim bam. Yai bye bye ya bye bye bim bam. Yai bye bye ya bye bim. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, ברוך הוא ברוך שמו, גל ישראל. On page 161, we have a little paragraph that says, give us a place to rest. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. We continue on page 162 with the instructions on how to keep the Sabbath. Let's read together. The people of Israel shall keep Sabbath, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, And on the seventh day, God ceased from work and was refreshed. My favorite word, vayinafash, vayinafash, and our souls are refreshed. Nefesh is soul. Vayinafash means my soul is refreshed. I bet you that English word actually comes from that. Sounds too much close to it, doesn't it?
So similar.
Yeah, I bet. I'll have to look that up. Okay, everyone, Veshamru. Veshamru Bnei Israel. Veshamru Bnei Israel. Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. And we come to the moment in our service today where we would like to ask you if there's been something spiritually uplifting or perhaps soulfully uplifting in your life that you'd like to share with everyone briefly. We'd like to hear from you right now. Robin, did you have something? You look like you have something.
Well, I'm very grateful to the choir and who are spiritually uplifting. Yeah. So I couldn't say any more than that.
Okay,
Oh.
I second that emotion. Okay, anyone else? Okay, Vicky.
Wanted to say that I'm very grateful for, people's support of my new short little film that I made in September with 4 kids and a cat. I know, it's great. Crazy. They always say don't work with kids and, an animal, but there you go. So, based on a true story that happened to my girl when she was young, and now she's their daughter who made it. Like they're playing the part of the We're gonna have fun. It's 10 minutes, it'll be 10 minutes long. Yeah, it's just pretty cool. Can you tell me where? Yeah, we'll have to make it first. Well, hurry up. Appreciate everybody, both, contributed already to my little campaign for raising money to people. You'll be more. And if you wanna find out, I'll gladly like for it, it's like the price of a latte, so that's the,
Yes, Bunny.
this is so, when I tell them,
think uplifting, but several weeks ago, we talked about, I think, Vicky and Tracy talked about that, play that we saw at
The survivors.
I think we need to,
Yeah,
know,
it's,
and
it's
plan
gonna
to
be
go.
on 27th.
Of,
or, and when I.
that's next week.
Survivors. That's when, very good, is that all about Memorial? Yes. But it's on the 27th, I'll send. I would. Okay.
Maybe the one in January, we could organize.
That would be nice.
I think it's a grand high school, that would be easy for all.
Right.
One of the 27th is, I'll have to look it up and I'll get your.
It was at a temple in the city, I believe.
Yeah, I'll look it up for you, send it to either. Cause I will be able to go, because I'm together.
Yes, Ira.
We haven't been here for a couple of weeks. Last week we were out having dinner with our, but the week before, we were in North Carolina. Spent time with, one of my brothers, both of my sisters-in-law, a niece, a nephew and their spouses and their kids, and a very large dog. Who was very friendly, and it was a lot of fun and very exhausting, and we're glad to be back.
Okay. Okay. North Carolina. Wow. All right. I think Stephen Colbert's from there.
No, he's from South.
Oh, South Carolina. Oh, it's hard to keep it all straight. Huh?
Quite a big history.
I bet. I don't know it for a fact. Yes, David?
Well, on the 16th of, or 17th of, September, I will be headed out of town for about a week and a half to the National Care Association convention on, in Washington for,
Oh,
a little over a week. But I'll be, sending a couple, text reports, picture reports along the way.
okay.
Various carousels will be, looking to, ride and photograph and study.
Okay.
And then it'll be about a 10-day trip, so I'm flying out on Tuesday, the 16th of, September.
All right. Okay.
It's a good trip. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And lots of good horsey rides.
Love good carousels, maybe a couple of roller coasters included.
Okay. Okay. So, how about a little Shalom Rav on page 178? You like that one, Bunny?
I like.
Shalom Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech hador lechol hashalom, ki ata melech hador lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. B'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol edu kosher bishlomecha. Shalom Rabba Yisraelam Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rabba Yisraelam Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Our Torah portion this week is called Akev. And when Moses came down from Mount Sinai, I don't know if you realize this, but he himself was unaware that his face was shining. Ah, Robin knows about it. He found out that it was shining so much that it freaked people out. He had to put a veil in front of his face in order to hide the light that was shining from his face. And to quote a wonderful teacher of mine, and his name is Rabbi Mel Gottlieb, he recently published a book called Torah Journeys. And he said, Moses was the vessel through which the emanation of light was crystallized to create good in this world. He learned Torah up on the mountain, and it became part of his soul. So that's the end of the quote. God's essence can enter our souls when we enter the depths of Torah. That's why I talk to you about Torah every single week. And of course, when I talk to you about Torah every single week, it means that for probably 6 to 10 hours, I've studied it during the week. I sort of live with it all week long. This was the radiance that flowed out from Moses. It was a combination of learning, prayer, and humility. He thought that the radiance, however, came from the tablets. The reason for honor that is paid to Torah scholars is not only for their technical knowledge, their mastery of facts, and legal expertise. It is the fact that the light of Torah has entered and penetrates the person when their whole personality is infused with wisdom and understanding. That is the essence of Torah. When a human being exposes their innermost soul to the rays of Torah through learning, prayer, and humility, they are enlightened throughout with its holiness. This being of light that we know as Moses is also capable of character traits that are less than admirable. What? Through the Parsha, as Moses relates the journey of the Jewish people and God's protective care, Moses also includes the flawed moments that occur along the way. He specifically points out that the various complaints and failings during the journey of the Israelites. Was that really necessary? Moses states, remember, it's a quote from Deuteronomy, do not forget how you infuriated God in the wilderness. From the day you left Egypt until arriving at this place, you were rebellious against God. He continues to chastise them about the golden calf, the fiasco with the spies, and says, you have been rebellious against God from the day I knew you. He does not mention the moments of glory, the song of the sea, following God into the wilderness, accepting God's covenant, and hearing God's voice proclaim the 10 Commandments, or even building the sanctuary, among other successes. How could the loving and humble Moses present Israel's history and focus mainly on their failures and ignore all the successes? Why does the Torah include Moses' angry presentation of Jewish history? Perhaps it is to teach us that no one, not even Moshe, is perfect. No matter how virtuous we are, We also contain flaws that need to be addressed, such as when Moses strikes the rock in anger, when he slays an Egyptian. The search for perfection often leads to guilt and self-flagellation. That's not good. Maybe the Torah is teaching us that even Moshe Rabbeinu is not a perfect figure, and that is true. Guess for who? Every single one of us. No one is perfect. And actually, that's a relief, isn't it? It is the journey toward wholeness that the Torah requires of us. Consciousness to address our dark sides, as well as the amazing light that permeated Moses's being. The Midrash tells us this interesting parable about Moshe. It is told that the Pharaoh heard the rumor that a great leader was said to be being sent by the Jewish people, actually it was the Israelites, out of Egypt. He had suspicions that it might be Moses, since he was so precocious and principled and virtuous and courageous. You know, the Pharaoh knew Moses personally because he sort of was his grandchild. The daughter of the Pharaoh adopted Moses as a baby. Okay, you all recall. So the Pharaoh asked his phrenologists, that's the ones who read your head bumps, right? And astrologers, who were the psychologists of the day, to do a personality check of Moses. They came back with the conclusive conclusion that it couldn't be Moses because Moses is gluttonous. He has anger issues. He has a tendency toward depression. He is licentious. They went on and on. The rabbis agreed. This was true about Moshe, but his awareness of these traits allowed him, for the most part, not to act out on them, but to become the great leader that he was to be with all his complexity and imperfections. It is important for us to acknowledge that no one is perfect. We learn a similar lesson relating to the shattering of the first set of the tablets. The first set of broken tablets were included in the ark. Did you know that? With the second unbroken set. Both sets are revered. We are all broken in some way. However, when joined with our capacity to grow and get in touch with our soul potential within, we can make a unique contribution to the world. We are all broken, yet holy in our brokenness. Through healing our own weaknesses, we can heal those around us and maybe even a part of the world. We must know our strengths, but never forget our weaknesses. This is our journey toward wholeness. We store both sets of tablets within our own inner holy ark. Rather than denying and repressing our shortcomings, we recognize them and grow stronger through our courageous encounters. This encounter with our dark side does not have to lead to becoming guilt-ridden or developing inferiority feelings. Our inclusion of our shattered selves within our God-given gifts promotes the wholeness we seek. We develop humility and confidence as our leader Moses did. This concept is also present in our daily recitation of the Shema prayer. The first paragraph states, "And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart." The rabbis comment that the word all teaches that you must love God with both inclinations of your heart, integrating the bad inclination, Yetzer Hara, with the good inclination, Yetzer HaTov, utilizing both to achieve growth and wholeness. It is crucial to face our shadows. to look clearly at what steers us away from virtuous behavior and utilize that insight as a catalyst to increase good behavior. Love with all your heart, the good and the bad inclination. When you can face it all, you are a stronger and better leader and a better asset, asset to the world around you. This takes strong daily work on ourselves and leads to our healing of the shattering in the outside world as well. God invites us to utilize all parts of ourselves. In Hebrew, we say, Bishnei Yetzrecha, to integrate the opposites in order to achieve wholeness. Walking in all of God's ways means facing things that we are uncomfortable with. Elements that create fear and depressing energies, in addition to all the beauty that is present in our daily lives. You know, we have to face it all. If we try to hide from the negative, it comes to bite us, right? That's what this is teaching us. To walk in God's ways means to love and serve God with all your heart and life. The Talmud defines this as emulating God's traits, acting with compassion and grace, that's Rachum v'Chanun, and love, Rav Chesed, and actualizing concrete behaviors such as honoring your parents, Kibud Av Ve'em, doing kind deeds. You know this one, Gemilut Chasadim, and bestowing hospitality to guests, Hachnasat Orchim, caring for the sick, clothing the naked, and burying the dead. Our Parsha widely includes the commandment mentioned 36 times more than any other commandment in the Torah. It states, "You shall love the stranger, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Do justice to the orphan and the widow. Love the stranger and give them bread and garment. Take all of yourselves," that means both inclinations, "and have compassion toward all who need your caring, including loving that part that is estranged within yourself." Bring it all to God, for as Heschel says, God is either the God of all people or the God of no people. You know, an incident in my life comes to my mind. When I was 11 years old, I was called into the office of Emerson Junior High. My parents had just moved us from South LA to West LA, and I had a very unfortunate thing happen in my second grade class. My teacher was a Jewish woman. She decided she did not like me. And instead of putting me in the reading group that I should have been in, she put me in a lower reading group. And even though I had my mom come in, my mom was no match for her. And the lady just put my mom down and said that I was dumb and that I didn't belong in that class and that I could get up to the highest reading group. Oh yeah, if I did all the work of the B reading group and then caught up with the A reading group, then I could join the A reading group. Well, that of course would be impossible for any 7-year-old. And so this affected my entire elementary school until we moved to West LA and I was in the beginning of junior high. I was called into the office the very first day, and the lady said to me, "We've lost your cumulative card." Do you know what that is? It's a giant card that has your pictures on it, a summary of you from every teacher, and your grades from every year. And the lady asked me, "What classes were you in?" And without missing a beat, I said, "Oh, I've always been in AE and AP classes." And the lady just put me in the AE classes. And from then on, I got all A's. And I was in all of the top groups and the top clubs for academia in Emerson Junior High. And I want to tell you this, I don't think I was lying. I think I was correcting the past. And I don't know what gave me the presence of mind to do that, but it was a thing that happened. I feel like God was with me. And I feel like those words were put in my mind and soul by God, and my alliance and my allegiance to the belief of who I was and where I did belong. So that is embracing the dark and the light. And I commend you to do it. When you come to the truth, embracing the dark and the light is the most effective way to bring the most truth to the world. So the ultimate test of religious authenticity is not only whether you adhere to all the commandments, but whether through the adherence to these, that you have developed a vessel that actualizes your godly soul to all of life. All our brothers and sisters and all the life that shares the planet with us. If you bring your godly soul to all, you will radiate the same kind of light that Moses did when he came down from his encounter on Sinai. Each of us has the capacity and even the loving responsibility to share our light and gift it to others. Amen. We continue with the Mishaberach on page 371. Yes, thank you. Mm-hmm. Anybody want to say a special name? Yes, Jen? Stuart Latuchny? Yes, Mark? Harlem Manson? David?
James Bennett.
James Bennett? Lisa Gilman? Yes, Barbara? Oh, okay, okay. Joanne? Eric Sarin, yes, yes.
Ken Bonebreak. Ken Bonebreak.
Ken Bonebreak,
And
okay.
Helena Craig.
And Helena Cray, and I would like to, yes. Okay, thank you. And I would like to add Carmen Monet, who is our granddaughter's other grandmother. She had her hip replaced yesterday, and she's, thank God, doing okay. And Sean Wickets. Abotenu mikor abracha neimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishebe Imotenu Mekor Abracha Neavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We continue on page 586 with Aleinu, the bottom paragraph, and then it continues through the next pages. Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר ראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבהי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו, אמת מלכנו, אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, בדעת היום, והשבותה אל לבביך. כי אדוני הוא אלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. And we call to mind at this time those we remember tonight on the anniversary of their death, as well as those who we have lost in recent months. Deborah Fischel, Beverly Craig, Lorinda Bray, Scott Ringwelski, Evelyn Dreyfus, Rosalie Hutter, Alfred Jutter, Seiko Mitchell, Heather Donahue, Ronald Ross, Raymond Dreyfus, Jacqueline Estero, Matthew Sapper, Andre Lett, Father Charles Mitchell, Honey Sampson, Karen Sund, and Shauna Schwartzman. May their memories be for a blessing. And we have yard sites tonight. Teresa Test, Irving Golper, Robert Hartman, Richard Rothman, Moss Feldman, and especially Jeannie Mintz, Bat Bill the Bobby, who was the dear partner of Kathy and the mother of M. May their memories be for a blessing. And we recite the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yitkadal veyitkadash shemei rabba, be'alma divrach gerute, be'amlich malachute, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya, יתברך וישתבח ויתפואר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי וקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'yimru amen. And you may be seated while I ask God's blessing on you on page 603. What happened? May God bless you and keep you. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ken yehi ratzon. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Ken yehi ratzon. And may you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lecha shalom. Ken yehi ratzon. We finish with Oseh Shalom. Oh, say shalom bimrama. Say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'yimru amen. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom. Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. I am confused because he said next week is 8:30, but isn't it 8:22?
Next week is 8:22.